Describe an organized and efficient method to find all the factors of 198. So I like to use sort of a rainbow method where I put 1 and 198 far away from each other. And then I'm going to just test integers, larger and larger integers, and I will go in order. Like I'm going to test 2, 3, 4, etc. And I'm going to put, once I test 2, for instance, I figure out what the other factor is. 2 times what gives you 198. And so I'm sort of building the factor list left to right and right to left until we come together in the middle. Okay. So I'm going to test 2. 2 is a factor of 198 because 198 is even. Okay. And 2 times what gives me 198? It would be 50 plus 45 plus 4. So 95 plus 4 is 99. And then I would test 3. Can I put 3 in this list? And you check if 3 is a factor of 198 by using a divisibility test, where you add up the digits of 198, and if that's divisible by 3, then the whole number is divisible by 3. So 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 8 is 18. 18 is divisible by 3. So 3 is a factor of 198. And if I want to know the other factor, I might have to divide. 198 divided by 3. Okay, so that's 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Subtract, you get 1. 3 goes into 18 6 times. So 66 is 3 times 66 is 198. Okay, so next I'm going to test 4. So I'd like to know if 4 is a factor of 198. And our divisibility test for 4 was if the last 2 digits are divisible by 4. So is 98 divisible by 4? I'm going to have to write it out. 98 divided by 4. So 4 goes into 9 twice. Subtract, bring down the 8. 4 goes into 18 4 times, and it does not go in cleanly. So 4 is not a factor. 5 is not a factor because 198 does not end in 5 or 0. 6. 6 is a factor if both 2 and 3 are factors, which is the case. So 6 is a factor. And to get the other factor, I'm going to have to divide. So I didn't get out of doing the division, even though I could tell it was a factor right away. So 6 goes into 19 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. Subtract 1, bring down the 8. 6 times 18, 6 times what is 18? 3. Okay, so 6 times 33 gives 198. Okay, 7, I'm going to have to check 7 because there's no easy divisibility test. 7 goes into 19 twice. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 goes into 58 8 times. 7 times 8 is 56. We have a remainder of 2. So 7 is not a factor. Is 8 a factor? Well, there is a test for divisibility by 8, but if 4 is not a factor, 8's definitely not going to be a factor, right? Because for 8 to be a factor, both 4 and 2 would have to be factors. 4 is not a factor, so 8's not going to be a factor. Okay, 9. Is 9 a factor? 9, the divisibility test for 9, we can add up the digits of 198, and if the result is divisible by 9, the number is divisible by 9. So 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 8 is 18. 18 is divisible by 9. So 9 is going to be a factor. And I'm going to have to do a long division to figure out the other factor. So 198 divided by 9, 22 is our other factor. 10 is not going to be a factor because the number 198 doesn't end in 0. 11, let's check 11. So 11 goes into 19 once. I subtract and I get 8, bring down the 8. Oh, 11 is a factor. 11 times 18 is 198. Okay, 12 would be the next number I want to check. So I'm going to do 198 divided by 12. 12 goes into 19 once. 1 times 12 is 12. We subtract, we get 7. Bring down the 8. 12 goes into 78 6 times because 6 times 12 is 72. So I have a remainder here. 12 is not a factor. Okay, next thing I want to check is 13. 13 goes into 19 once. Okay, 13 goes into 68. 13 goes into 68.
I believe 5 times. Okay. And then 5 times 13 is 65. Subtracting, we get 3, so we have a remainder. 13 is not a factor, which means 15 is also not a factor. And the last thing I would have to check is 16. Oh, I don't have to check 16 because it's not a factor. And let's check 17. So 198 divided by 17. 17 goes into 19 once. Subtract, we get 2. Bring down the 8. 17 goes into 28 once. And I have 11, a remainder of 11. So 17 is not a factor, which means I have all of my factors already listed right here.